Did you guys know that Hawkeye has a dog? Welcome back to TV Point, and today we're looking at 10 things you must know before watching the Hawkeye series on Disney+. At number 10, Hawkeye and his troubled past. According to the comics, Hawkeye didn't really get much recognition before the MCU started, and in the comics he's pretty much just an average guy. Instead of being just a great SHIELD agent, he was actually a villain who was a circus worker and couldn't earn enough money, so he started an evil business with Black Widow as his partner, which is totally hilarious in my opinion, seeing where they ended up now. Though this got completely overhauled by the MCU, now he's just a regular human with a bow and arrow. At number 9, Hawkeye and the first Avengers movie. The first Avengers didn't really introduce Hawkeye as someone that was pretty big. Many believe that he was just too average, or more so, too weak for the Avengers team, and he was easily mind controlled by Loki to protect the Tesseract, and he also was the last to stand in New York, so he didn't play that much of a role, which also made the fans think that he's just not good enough. Although later in the rest of the MCU, it was proved that the strength of Hawkeye was his actual mind strength, considering during the Civil War movie, Clint was the only one giving Captain America a place to stay. Although later in the MCU, we realized that Hawkeye was much more important than we thought. He gave the team a sense of reality, and he's the only Avenger to go undefeated. In the first Avengers movie, he won. In Age of Ultron, he won. In Infinity War, he didn't appear, and the Avengers lost. And then in Endgame, he appeared, and they won. However, more on that later. At number 8, Hawkeye's retirement. Did you guys know that our super Bowman actually retired after Age of Ultron? During the movie, he actually says to his wife that this is the last time he's going. As I just said, Hawkeye retired after Age of Ultron, and you could tell this because he tells his wife this. Although that changed during Civil War because he came back, our average dad actually left the Avengers, and then he comes back for Endgame. At number 7, Hawkeye and Wanda. Did you guys know that Hawkeye and Wanda actually share a bond of mentorship while Hawkeye is the mentor? And in fact, Hawkeye was the only one who actually convinced Wanda to be a part of the Avengers. During the fight with Ultron, while Wanda is overwhelmed by Ultron's forces, Hawkeye convinces her to be a part of the team. The mentorship can be seen later on in the series as well, when Black Widow dies getting the Soul Stone, and both Wanda and Clint share a similar situation with Wanda losing Vision at the end of Endgame. At number 6, what is the setting of the series? According to the directors, the Hawkeye series will take place after Infinity War, when his whole family had actually disappeared because of Thanos' snap, and a brief part of which we will see during the Endgame when Black Widow goes to find Hawkeye in Tokyo, and he's working solo in eliminating all of the leftover bad guys. At number 5, we're going to be seeing Hawkeye as Ronin. Hawkeye actually changed his name after Infinity War to Ronin. Hawkeye actually gave up the bow and arrow, and he adopted to become the Ronin under Tony Stark's command. This Disney Plus will actually show the introduction of Hawkeye as Ronin and how he spent the 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame. At number 4, who is Kate Bishop? Kate Bishop is actually the sidekick of Hawkeye according to the comics, and in this series it's been rumored for over a year that Haley Steinfeld has been signed to the cast of the upcoming Disney Plus series Hawkeye. Steinfeld actually initially denied this report, but it resurfaced again last summer, this time claiming that Steinfeld would play the part of a popular character from the Marvel Universe, and that's going to be Kate Bishop. Bishop has a very strong character and has a lot more common sense and is much less prone to trouble. According to the comics, Bishop is supposed to become the Hawkeye when supposedly he dies, but we don't know what plans the MCU has for her. We do know that Hawkeye will serve as a mentor to her, but that's pretty much it. At number 3, Lucky. According to the comics, Hawkeye also has a dog. Yes, the MCU has super dogs. Like, come on, Stanley. How many times they're gonna give me the little bliss of happiness? Yeah, so Lucky is actually the name of Hawkeye's dog, and this dog plays a very key role in the comics. Although it hasn't been officially confirmed by anyone that the series will have Lucky, we've seen many teasers and leaked images from set that show Hawkeye with a dog, so we're pretty much sure that's Lucky. At number 2, Hawkeye is emotionally self-destructive. This series is supposedly going to have a darker element since it's going to start when Clint's family died due to Thanos' snap, and when Hawkeye supposedly cut ties with all of the Avengers. It has been confirmed that the series will take place in between the snap and Endgame, so we're gonna see how Hawkeye became Ronin and how he got to be really emotionally self-destructive. And at number 1, Yelena Belova. If you saw Black Widow and the end credit scene, you'll know that Yelena Belova has a huge part to play with Hawkeye. If you didn't see that movie, let me break down the post-credit scene for you. Right after Endgame, Yelena Belova and her pet dog Fanny went to Natasha Romanoff's grave in Ohio. While Belova was mourning for her dead sister, she was interrupted interrupted by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine blowing her nose very rudely. Belova promptly told de Fontaine that she was on holiday leave and wanted a raise to come back, so that told her that they were working together. De Fontaine recognized that, but she showed her a picture of Clint Barton, who is Hawkeye, falsely claiming that he was responsible for Romanoff's death and indicating him as the next target. And if you saw Endgame, you know that this is 100% false, but this could be the new forming of the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts, because Valentina already recruited US Agent, and US Agent and Yelena are both part of the Thunderbolts in the comics. So hopefully we get some action sequences between Yelena, the newest Black Widow, and Hawkeye, and hopefully Hawkeye either joins the Thunderbolts, because that would be sick, or Yelena comes to the good side. Alright guys, well thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.